through the Geode Marketplace app, where you can buy and sell directly with other Geode community members, and there's no middleman taking any cut of the profit. It's an ideal way to buy and sell goods and services, and we're going to see how it works today. We can always start from geodechain.com and click Use Geode Now, and that will take you directly to the Geode portal, the decentralized portal. From here, we'll select Market. You can choose it down here or up here. And we'll take a look from the buyer's perspective first. We can go directly to any one store, or we can do a keyword search for products or for services. We can also do a keyword search to find stores. So first we'll do a search for products. If you want to see all the products, you can just leave the keywords blank. We'll do that just to see everything. And so here we'll see all the different products along with various sorting and filtering that we can do. We can sort them by product rating. That'll automatically bring the highest to the top. We can sort them by lowest price at the top. We can sort or filter by digital products only, physical products only, or only that which is in stock. And we do get a sense on every single product of not only the price, but the inventory, the product rating, how many reviews they have, and even more details if you want to see that. You can see who's selling it, their store name, their location, brands, categories, delivery information, and a very cool thing called Zeno%. This is an affiliate program. It's a little bit different from what you may be used to. So with the Zeno program, if the seller has activated it, like this seller has a 5% Zeno, that means that 5% of every purchase will go to the first 20 buyers, and that'll be split amongst those buyers like this. So half of that amount will go to the first buyer, a quarter of that amount will go to the second buyer, an eighth of that amount will go to the third buyer, and so forth, all the way down to the first 20 buyers. So if the first 20 buyers want to go and promote this product or service, they will get paid every time this product or service sells. So when you look at any particular product, you can check to see if it's got a Zeno%. This one has 15% going to the first, distributing across the first 20 buyers in that way, as an encouragement to spread the word about new and interesting products and services. Now, not every seller will choose to enact the Zeno affiliate option on their products and services, so you can be on the lookout for that. So for each product or service that we might want to take a look at, we can, from here, from anywhere you see the product, you can add it to your cart. You can add it to a list. So if you add it to your cart, I'll just add one of these to my cart. And you can say how many you'd like. Let's say I would like 2. And I'll call that from Alice. And so you can add different products and services to your cart from different sellers on the marketplace. And then you can check out your entire cart at once, and we'll do that in a minute. I can also take products and services and add them to a list. And I can put the list name. Now, you can type whatever list name you want. So when you add it to the list, this is your chance to make up a new list name or to use a list name that you had before. Any kind of list. You can have as many product and service lists as you like. And there'll be a more info button here that the seller has put where you can find, it might be a website, off-chain, where they have more information about their products or about themselves. It can be additional videos or photos. And as you can see, each product or service, you have an opportunity for a number of different photos and lots of information about the product. You can search for services in a similar way and sort them. Services are either online or in person. And looks like all of these are in person. And you can again sort them by rating or lowest price. And for services, you can add it to your cart, you can add it to a list, and you can see a link where you would then book that service after you bought it. Now we give you a chance to peek ahead at that booking link here in case you want to make sure, you know, how far out are they booking and other information. And so services, you can also have a Zeno affiliate percentage associated with them, as well as plenty of photos and information, as much as the seller chooses to include. So if we go look for stores, now this will give us all the different sellers that meet our keyword criteria. If you want to just see them all, then don't put in any keywords at all, but you can put in a specific keyword if you want to filter that down. You can sort the stores on their ratings, on their number of reviews that they have, on how many orders have been placed with them, on how many orders that they have actually delivered on. And member since is how long have they been on the app as a seller. Sort of gives you a sense of how long they've been doing this. And from here you can bookmark a store that you may want to go back to at some point. You can see more information about that store. This is going to be an off-chain link that might be a website, a video, a photo, whatever that seller chooses to give you more information. You can see how many orders they've received, how many things they've delivered, their location, how long they've been a member, their seller rating. You can see any reviews that have been made about them and who reviewed them. You can see sort of those overall details about how many times they've refused an order or how they resolved it, how many orders had different types of problems. So it's really a ton of information about each seller. And then if you want, you can see all of their product and service offerings. And then from right there, you can add it to your cart. You can add it to a list. You can see all the details about that product, even how much inventory there is, right? Make sure that there's actual inventory of a product before you put it in your cart. The prices and any reviews that that particular product might have. So just a ton of information. You can get at it from all sorts of different directions. So as a buyer, you can go to My Account, and this is a really powerful page for buyers. So you have in your account, you can see how many orders you've made, how many were delivered or damaged or problematic in some way, how many of those problems got resolved. And you'll notice that buyers are rated too. So sellers get to review the buyers just as much as buyers get to review the sellers. So you want to make sure that you're a good buyer. And so you can update your settings here, which is a good thing to do when you first get into the marketplace, is to set your buyer name. This is just your handle in the market, and location in general. Now, when you check out each cart, you get to specify the address you want it delivered to. So this location is just sort of a sense of things. But fill out your settings and update those, and you'll be able to track everything about your buyer account. So the first thing we put in your buyer account are your digital downloads, because we think this is the first thing that you might like to have access to. So when you buy a digital product, that gets credited to your account, and your digital products will show up here in your My Account page. So from here, you can go straight to that download that you bought. Any more info, external off-chain link to that item. Digital downloads could be anything. They could be PDFs, they could be images, they could be, it doesn't matter. It's a digital file of CAD drawings, anything. And you've got sort of a smaller set of information here about each of your digital downloads. So those will show up first. Then you've got every order you've ever made. So all your orders will show up here. And for each order, you can see the details of that order, where you ask the delivery address, where you want it shipped to, if there's any problem, if there was any Xeno payout to previous buyers. You can rate the item from here. You can message the seller, or you can report a problem if the item is damaged, or it's the wrong item, or it wasn't received. Now you've got a limited amount of time to do that. Once the product is labeled as delivered, so the seller goes into the system and says that the product is delivered, you then have 24 hours to report a problem. And once you report the problem, then the seller can choose one of several different methods for resolving the problem. We'll take a look at that when we get to the seller's account. But you can message back and forth with the seller to help resolve things. So, for example, this product is in a status of problem. You can see the messages between you and the seller. And you can see that the problem here was a damaged item, and that the resolution was it was refunded. So lots of great information on all your orders. It'll include the tracking information. It will be in the messages that you see from your seller here on each order, and everything's right there inside the order. The next thing in your buyer account are bookmarked stores. So you can, all those stores you may have chosen to bookmark that are your favorite stores, will show up here. And then what you can do with that, if you want to go to that store, is you can copy their account ID, and you can go over to find a store and go straight to that store. Just paste their account ID into find a store. So then you have your product lists next. You can make as many product lists as you want. You can put as many products on them as you want. You can also copy the name of your product list, which is useful if you have some other things you want to put on that list and you want to make sure you get the spelling exactly right. If you put in a list name that is at all different, it will create a new list. You can also delete your list. You can remove items from your list. You can add items to your cart straight from your lists. All the detail and information about every product is there. And service lists are similar. You can copy the name of the list. You can delete the entire list. You can remove a single item from the list. You can add services to your cart from here. You can kind of peek ahead at that booking link, see how far out they are booking. And then the last thing in your buyer account are the reviews that sellers have made about you as a buyer. So you can see how that is going. And for all of these, you can always turn off any of these sections if you feel like they are cluttering your view too much. You can kind of hide them. All right, so let's then go over to my cart and take a look at the checkout process. So if we go to your cart, we can see what's in the cart, and we can remove an item from the cart. We can update the quantity. Previously, I had put 2 of these in here. This time I think maybe I want 4 instead. I can update that. And so if you make an update, reload the cart to see the changes. So here we have this product in the cart. I can see that there's 74 of them in inventory. I can see that it's 21 geode per item. I've got the product ID and all the information I could want about what is in my cart. And I also see the total in my cart is 84 geode. Why? Because I'm buying 4 of them. So for each of those, now I can go to check out. And you can check out the entire cart in one go, no matter how many products or services from different sellers you may have in your cart. So to go to the checkout, I would just put in a delivery address of where I want the physical products sent. Digital products will be sent to your buyer account. Physical products will be sent to your delivery address. And then I put in the total value of the cart, which was that 84 Geode. You can put in more. Nothing will happen. If you put in more, you're not going to get the extra back. So put in the actual total of your cart. If you put in less, of course, the checkout will fail. So put in the value of your cart, which is 84 Geode, and the address you want it delivered to. And that's your checkout. And then those checkout and those orders will show up in your buyer account. So let's take a look at the seller experience. So over in the seller account, the first thing you would want to do is update your settings as a seller. You have quite a few settings here. You can set the name of your store, your location in the world. This helps for local buyers. You can have a description of your store, however you kind of the overall store that you want to use. You can have a banner URL like an image for your store. You can have a YouTube video link for your store. You can have further information. You can also use the banner URL is kind of, you have extra options here for, you can link that to any image, any video, any external website that you would like. And you use that to update your settings as a seller. And so let me go into, say, Bob's seller account. And then you have the option here to add a product or add a service. So for each product that you want to add, you can say, is it a digital product or not? Put in the title, the price, brand, category. A description can be as lengthy as you like. How many you have in inventory. Various links. You have 3 different photo or YouTube links, plus an external link for further information. The first 3, the photo or YouTube links, these will be displayed for everybody to see. You have a space to talk about delivery information. What kind of shipping do you use? How long does it take you to get the item out, if it's a physical product? The product location, because you as the seller may be in one location, but the product may be in another location. You may be drop shipping. You can have a digital file URL. This is only if this is a digital product. If it's a digital product, then you want to put the URL of the download item. And any Zeno percentage that you want to use. So as a recap for the sellers out there, Zeno percentage means that for everybody who buys this product, let's say you choose 10%. For everyone who buys this product, 10% of those coin are now going to be distributed across the first 20 buyers. And half that total amount will go to the first buyer. A quarter of that total amount will go to the second buyer. An eighth of that total amount will go to the third buyer. And so it's going to people who actually bought your products or services. They were the first people. They were the early adopters. And that's 10% of the product revenue every single time. And this is your choice. You don't have to have any Zeno percentage at all. So this is only if you want to encourage affiliates to get out there and market your product for you that you would want to do that. You can also choose to have 100% Zeno, that everything is going to the buyers. It's all entirely up to you. And similarly, when you add a service, you can note if this is an online service, fill out the title, the price, the category, description, photo or YouTube links, which will be displayed, a booking link where they would go to book after they've bought it, a service location, because if this is an in-person service, they need to know where it is. And you can also just say online if it's an online service, and you can have a Zeno percentage on services as well. So then in your seller account, what you're going to see is all the information about your store, all the reviews that anybody has made about you for your seller rating. You've got your seller YouTube link here. You've got more info, that's that external website for your store, and you've got all the stats on your store. How many reviews you have from buyers, how many orders you have, how many you've delivered, and how many are in what status. So then what you really want to do as a seller when you first log on to check in Marketplace each day is you're going to want to know which orders need to ship out. Maybe address those first. So I've got all my buyer orders here, and I can sort them by order date. I can sort them by delivery date. I can filter them by my new orders. And that's probably where I would focus first, is what are the new orders I need to ship out right now. And so here are my brand new orders that are awaiting my approval. And in this case, I don't have any that are awaiting approval. So I can see who's been shipped, who's been delivered. So here's one that's been delivered. And who is in a problem status, right? Because after you've shipped out any new orders, you probably want to check on which orders have a problem that you need to address. So here is one that was in a problem status. The problem was that it was damaged, and the resolution I chose was that I refunded it. So for every product you have that may be in a problem status, you can choose a resolution here. You can issue a refund. You can issue a replacement. And if you or you can deny their request for a resolution, which isn't a very nice thing to do, but it is an option. You can just say, I'm not going to resolve this. I would probably recommend that you do choose to resolve it, but you can choose not to resolve it. And you can refuse an order from the beginning, but only right at the beginning. So if you get an order from someone who has a very bad buyer rating, and because they have a bad buyer rating, other sellers have had very bad experiences selling to this person, you can choose to refuse the order right at the beginning. After you've sent it, then your only options are refund it, replace it, or deny any resolution if there's a problem. You can rate the buyer. You can just send a message to the buyer. You can update the tracking information. When we go to update the tracking information, you can put any kind of tracking link or extra text to go with it. This is going to be packaged up in a message to the buyer. And you can say if it has shipped, if it has delivered. Now, when you first approach a brand new order and you ship it out and you're putting the tracking information in here, you can mark it as shipped. And only after it has shipped can you mark it as delivered. So you can't mark it shipped and delivered at the same moment, because that doesn't make any sense. So you'll have to come back and mark it as delivered when it does actually deliver. So that's why we have where you can filter by what has shipped, and then you can update it to say that it has delivered. Once the product delivers, the buyer has 24 hours to report a problem. And then you can decide how you want to resolve that. And all of that is completely public and transparent for everyone to see. Who's having trouble with buyers and sellers, what kind of resolution, because things go wrong. Things get broken in shipping, or maybe something got goofed up and it was the wrong product, or it didn't show up to the right place. So things go wrong. So you have options for how to resolve them, and all of that problem resolution is public. Public knowledge. And then ultimately you can rate the buyer when you're done with the experience. And this keeps everybody on their best behavior. So down below all of your orders, next you're going to see your products and services that you have on offer. So for each product, you can update product information and redo the information about this product, the title, the price, the brand, the category, the description, how much inventory you have, maybe update your photo or video links, update your delivery information or the product location. So you can update everything about this product if you like. And you can see the details that you currently have about this product, Xeno percentages and things like that. And you'll notice there's no option here to update your Xeno percent. So once you set your Xeno percent on a product, that's permanent. And that's because we don't want to rug pull the buyers who are excited about being affiliates for this product. They come in and they see, oh, my they have a Xeno percent of 20%. That's fantastic. That's huge. I'm going to go promote this product. And then you switch it up and then it's nothing. Well, that's just rude. So you cannot update your Xeno percent once you've set it for that product. But you can update the product to have no inventory, because you'll also notice there's not an option to delete the product or the service if you have services. So what you would do if you didn't want to sell that product anymore, you would just zero out the inventory, and no one then will be able to buy it. But do be careful about that, because you can update everything else, but you cannot delete the product itself from its existence. So you can, however, zero out the inventory. So all your products and services will be there right under your orders. And you can always add more products, add more services, and offer them for sale. And that is the Geode Marketplace. And I think what we're most excited about for Geode Marketplace is the ability to buy and sell between members of the community without any middleman taking a cut of the profit. It's very pure, simple, direct, person-to-person buying and selling of products and services. Orders, the fact that two accounts made a deal and made an order is public. What was in your order is not public. That is not written to the chain. So that is Geode Marketplace. We'll hope you'll give it a try, enjoy it, and we hope that it brings you a level of economic freedom.